got this deal going, this deal here. What do you want to do about the trade on it? The guy thinks he might have it sold already.
He's repeated. He's already bought from us one time before.
Yeah.
I doing good on it. Let's get him done. Yeah, just go in there, look it up, give him. You know, I think we just sold that same boat a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So I'd be good with the same deal there. So that's good. So what's up, Cole? What's going on?
Nothing much.
Like came in, you like snuck up on me here. Like we're, you know.
That's one. I don't know. I heard about all the turkeys you guys were shooting and all the big fish you were catching.
Turkeys were yesterday. Big
Richie is the absolute turkey slayer. He is a legend. And actually, I just took my first. That might be a whole nother story, but I just took my first spring turkey actually last night. So Richie, I was actually over on Easter, little brunch. He was giving me some calling tips, you know. Yeah. And we were able to.
I was impressed.
You got it done.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. We even we had it all. We patterned the shotgun here last night. Got it dialed in, and it was pretty cool. I actually got to do a little deal where you do the scoot and shoot, and I had a decoy in front of me, and I was able to sneak up and get going here. Hold on, nobody's answering this phone. Wiedas Marine. Hello, Wiedas Marine. Oh, somebody already got it. So it's time of year, phones ring off the hook. So anyway, what's going on, Cole?
Oh, I just got all the boats pictured and videoed, posted on the internet.
Yeah.
And was just looking outside. There's still some daylight left. Didn't know what you were thinking.
What are you thinking? Well, hold on, Richie. Where are you going?
I'm going back to go to work.
You go back to work? Okay. So
I think while Richie's working, maybe we sneak off and see how that new Phoenix runs.
I think we might do that. We got to go break a new boat in, a new Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
Man behind the camera. We got an old face coming back here to Wiedas Marine, and folks, we're getting ready to get back on YouTube. If any of you haven't noticed, I really haven't been very active on there lately. And the last few years, I keep talking and promising that we're not gonna just do boat walkthroughs, but we're gonna try to get out here in the field and do some cooler stuff. And we've had a really hard time doing that because we're busy here. We're just so busy, and it's just between selling these boats, the time of year, getting them in and out. I just don't honestly have that much time to do a lot of content creation. And so now we're gonna have my man Cole here, and we're gonna try to get a little more serious with it. So I think we should grab that boat and head out. But I tell you what, while we're talking, I saw a local possible celebrity walk in. I don't know where he went.
Where'd he go?
Where'd you go? Where's Luke at? Where'd he just go?
Hey, he's went out the door with Richie.
Oh yeah? Well, hold on. We got somebody. Here we go right here.
What's going on?
My fellow All-American qualifier, Luke Schmitz, another Alexandria local, YouTube famous because we saw you walk in. So Luke is actually going to the All-American same time I am in Hot Springs, Arkansas. He qualified on the co-angler side at the same regional, the Wheeler Lake Regional.
Yes,
so pumped up for it. You ready?
Yes,
Hot Springs,
sir.
Arkansas.
It's sneaking up on us.
Yeah. What do you think the deal is going to be?
I'm thinking it's going to be offshore brush pile, but as a co-angler, I hope that ain't the case.
You might get the live scope. Yeah. Well, anyway, we just wanted to say hey.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
We're going to catch up with you guys here. We're going to head to my garage and get my boat and go break a brand new boat in, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. So hold up and we'll catch up with you in a minute.
We got to go.
Let's go. Late spring in northern Kentucky. It's been an awful, brutal winter, and it's just absolutely been cold, rainy, miserable, and it's finally halfway decent. So try to break a new boat in, see what it's all about. It's pretty important on these 4-stroke motors. You want to kind of adhere to the manufacturer's break-ins because with a 4-stroke engine, the big deal is you want to get the rings to seat. We'll talk about that later. So, all right, what do you think? Door number 1 or door number 2? Okay. We'll do door number 1 and door number 2. Hooking up my boat, you know, and I'm getting fired up. All right, let's hop in here, show you what we got going on here. All right, this baby hooked up. It's always like way faster hooking a boat up, because you're like excited and you want to go. Then like when you unhook a boat, like you don't want to unhook your boat. It means the day's over.
And you're tired and
yeah,
it's dark.
Welcome to my garage. I apologize. It's kind of a mess. See my boats. So when you own a boat dealership, I am fortunate. I have 2 boats, and why do I have 2 boats? Well, I've got my FXR 21 Skeeter here, which has been my main boat, and this boat I've been running since about November. It's a 2022. I apologize, it's dirty, but I live on a gravel road. It was rainy, so it got muddy. But this is an awesome machine, my 2021 FXR. You know, absolutely great boat, but sometimes I run 2 boats. And why do I do that? It's because when I talk to customers, I want to be able to give you guys real world comparisons, okay? And I am never, this boat is better than the other. I've had a Skeeter for 27 years, you know, and obviously we're a really big Phoenix dealer. So this year, you know, I said, man, I'm gonna run a little bit of both. So this is my 22 model 921 Elite. I went with a wrap this year. I'm fishing the All-American. You know, I'm not a huge wrapped boat guy, but we wanted to look good, and you know, we're going to be doing some more advertising and stuff, so we thought we'd shine the colors and everything. So this boat, I've not really had it in the water. I did take it to, there's a little trolling motor lake here. I took it to a little trolling motor lake, put the first fish in it the other day, and you know, just kind of tested some of my electronics and stuff like that, but I didn't get to run the motor. So this will be the first time we go and we run the motor. So we'll make sure we have a few little poles. Cole needs some poles. We'll leave a crappie rod in here for him. I got a jig rod, spinnerbait.
Is that my pole in your hand?
No, it's all right. That's my little boy's pole. So, you know, we don't need that. We'll pick some of these arcs off the rod rack here. We'll get a little crankbait for Cole. There you go. We'll get him a little, what's that, a little brush hog. You know, that'll probably be enough for him to stay in trouble, you know.
Snag some stumps.
Snag some stumps. Get some poles. I still have all my tackle out of my Skeeter. I still leave tackle in it too, so I got tackle in both of them here. Might need a little crankbait rod. Might need me a little crankbait rod. Square bill rod. I think that ought to be good for what? Because we're really going to break the boat in, you know. Usually I try not to bring any poles when I break my boat in, because usually when you bring poles when you go to break a boat in, it never ends good. But we got spring fever, and I've been fishing for about 3 months now, but around here I haven't been hardly fishing at all because it's been so cold. So all right, got the poles, got that. Gonna go head to the big river, the big muddy. So catch you guys out there in a second. Folks, so we're out here to break in this 921 Elite, but They say he knew the mission. Well, the mission is changing. Because look at this out here. We've got some pretty nasty rollers out here today. And it's not going to be the most pleasant day to just run up and down the river and break the boat in. But what I think we're going to do is we're going to break that front deck in, if you know what I'm saying. So, but one thing is to keep in mind on these 4-strokes, I do want to talk about break-in a little bit, okay? Because that's what we kind of set out to do. So, Mercury break-in's a lot easier than some of the other brands. For the folks at home here that we're talking straight out of the book, but I broke a ton of them in. So, getting this little handy-dandy packet here of stuff that Phoenix gives us, and we will find our Mercury Marine manual. Yeah, look at that. Right out of the box, guys. This thing's fresh. We're talking
these rollers.
Super fresh, yeah. Yeah, the way you break your boat in is you wait till the roughest day and put it in a muddy river with 5-foot waves. Realistically, though, looking out here, man, rolling pretty good here.
And it's against the current.
About 1.5 foot.
Yeah.
If we read the Mercury break-in, okay? Mercury break-in. Into the flat.
Kind of staying still.
Okay. Engine break-in procedure. For the first 2 hours of operation, run the engine at a very throttled setting up to 4,500 RPMs or at a 3/4 throttle, and at full throttle for approximately 1 minute every 10 minutes. For the next 8 hours, avoid continuous operation at full throttle for more than 5 minutes at a time. That is a much simpler break-in than the old days. So basically, I'm going to tell you my key on breaking in an engine is 4-stroke engines need to be worked because you don't want to have what they call making oil, which is where you don't really make oil. You have gasoline blows by the rings if the rings don't fully expand and seat properly, okay? So what we don't want to do with a brand new 4-stroke engine is go out and idle and start graphing it, okay? It's okay after we have a little bit of time on the boat, but we want to get those first hours just running between the 3 and 4,500 RPMs. Now the river's rough today. I'm not going to get a lot of break-in done, but we're going to have a little bit of a run. We'll get out there and we'll try to get about an hour on it. So. Big, what now? Big Rick. I'm learning some stuff from these kids, man. Big Rick. What was the other one? Slew chicken? Slew chicken. I like it. Slew chicken. That's akin to a swamp donkey. Now that's in a little different family. That would be like fowl. Yeah. So like in the mammalia family, we would have like the wampus cat. There's a big population of wampus cats in northern Kentucky for sure. You don't want anything to do with a wampus cat. Big wampus cat come at you, man. You better get out the way. Cranking down the bank, looked up there, seen me a slew chicken. I was like, yeah, boys, this is the place. Get that slew chicken. You know, big old wampus cat hiding behind a bush up there on the bank. There we go. Little one. You gotta learn to talk Kentucky, you know. It's a strange place, you know. You know, you got two guys in the boat right here that probably grew up, you know, 30 miles apart, you know, Cincinnati versus northern Kentucky, and we have two distinct dialogues and accents. Guys from northern, like Cincinnati, they'll say like, you know, I'll be like, hey man, what color crankbait were you throwing? And they'll say, well, it was the collar. That's a little more eastern Ohio. I'm gonna take that back. I don't think that's like Cincinnati. That's like That's like Hillsboro. That's like my buddy Whitney Stevens. Like, what collar? What, your dog? Did he lose his collar? No, the collar of crankbait you were throwing. I'm like, dude, what does that mean? Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
Man. So it didn't take too long to break the boat in, but we got a little bit of time on the motor and stopped. Fish, beautiful, chunky Ohio River bass. We'll get him back in. Swim away for another day. So, cool. Another giant. Ate it. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what a freaking pig. Pull up.
Choked it.
He ate it, man.
God.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, dude, it's a giant Kentucky. Barely hooked too. Barely hooked. Isn't that what all the pros do? Barely hooked, barely hooked. That way if you get it in, it sounds awesome, and if you lose him, you know what I mean? If you lose him, then you've got an excuse why you lost him. Ooh. Alright, Spotosaurus, folks. The cool thing about the Ohio River is we not only got largemouth, but look at this big old prego female spot, man. She's this beautiful fish. That belly, so ready to spawn this cold weather. Everybody's been sitting at home. Man, it's a beautiful, beautiful little Kentucky there. Shoot her back in, you know. You gotta let these fish go do their thing. Dude, what a night. Folks, we went to go break in the boat, and instead we ended up breaking our arm. Sounds cheesy, but you know what? When they're biting, look at that beautiful fish. This arc rod's awesome. This is a 7.3 medium heavy. They call it a mag medium heavy, which is real powerful. Oh, that's just a little like 2 pounder. So, breaking in the boat. Always read your owner's manual. Follow your dealer's procedures and your authorized outboard manufacturer's advice, okay? And sometimes that means you gotta pick up a fishing rod, so.
Not everybody can fish like you, Sean.
They're so mean.
Got another one.
I know. I am kind of like flamboyant in these fish around, but you don't know at first they seem so big.
Spot.
You just don't know, you know? Spotopotamus. Once I saw and I spotopotamus right there. There's your spotopotamus. So, little tip at home for the kids at home there, right? You catch a bass and you're like, oh my God, is this a largemouth? Is this a smallmouth? What is this? It's a little Kentucky. See that little patch of teeth on his tongue right there? Okay, that's how you know that is a Kentucky, as we call them, because we're in Kentucky, sort of. And but they call them spots. But our Ohio River Valley Kentuckys are very distinctive. Okay, look at the eyes, beautiful fish. Oh man, cameraman. Oh, all right.
It's a tall order to catch one behind this guy, but I finally got me one.
Good job, man.